The new Last Jedi trailer blew my mind last night, and you know, I've been thinking about bringing Top 5 Tuesdays back for a while, and that's what we gonna do. The top 5 most interesting things I learned from the brand new trailer. Let's talk about it. What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. Real quick, if you love them wars in the stars, that's Star Wars. That's what I'm talking about. If you love that stuff, then subscribe to this channel. I am going to be doing a ton of videos about Star Wars as we head towards The Last Jedi, as we get into the last season of Rebels. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you dig it. Oh, and shout out to HDM Studios for getting the nerd card question correct in my latest Dragon Ball Super video. You definitely know your stuff when it comes to Dragon Ball. And yeah, man, thanks for the comment and getting it right. There'll be another nerd card question at the end of this video. Now let's get right into it. There's a ton of awesome stuff in this new trailer. A lot of questions that have come to my mind. A lot of stuff that I don't necessarily understand. There are a lot of ideas in there, and I'm gonna give you my top 5 most interesting ideas from the trailer. Let's get right into it. Number 5 is the idea that Kylo will kill his mother. And I know Janet Rubio is probably gonna comment on this video and tell me there's no way he's gonna be redeemed. You might be correct, but I can't help but feel as though he might actually kill her. I mean, he killed his father. He literally says in the trailer, kill the past if you must. And I mean, here's the thing too, on the inside baseball reasoning, if they have a scene where Kylo and Leia are having this conflict without actually being in the room together, and they're just much like what they put in the trailer, and then he blows up her cabinet and she dies, that's one way to kill her on screen using the footage that they already shot. Now, I really do not believe they planned on killing Leia in this film, but I tend to think that giving her a satisfying ending in this movie is the way to do it. But that is a crazy idea, because although it's something we passively talked about as Star Wars fans, now it's right in our face. Is he going to kill his mother? Big question now as we head towards the last idea. Now, number 4 is the idea that Kylo and Rey are connected as prodigies. Okay, so a lot of parallels were drawn between Kylo Ren and Rey in this trailer, and it really brings in this idea that they are both crazy prodigies within the Force. So you have Snoke talking about the raw power, you have Luke talking about the raw power, and you get to see them both in action just doing amazing things with the Force. Now, a lot of people ship this whole Kylo Rey or Reylo idea, the idea of them two ending up together, being lovers, embodying these different aspects of the Force and coming together in the sense of balance. But man, I really didn't see this being an idea that they would heavily play upon in the movie. The idea that Kylo and Rey are not just two new Force users, but way beyond that. These are the chosen ones, the chosen two, maybe. So I find that very interesting and something I want to explore in future content. Let me know if you're interested in that kind of an idea. Now, the number 3 best idea that I explored in the new trailer is the idea that Luke Skywalker is afraid of Kylo Ren and Rey. I never would have thought this. In fact, I said in my breakdown last night, I always assumed that Luke could have stopped the burning down of his temple, but just didn't because that's his nephew, or maybe he wasn't even there. And it would appear that, from what we see in the trailer, that no, that's not the case. He was whooped, man. That Kylo Ren might be so strong that he could defeat Luke Skywalker. Man, that is so bizarre. We have this idea of Luke being this very, very powerful Force user, the OG, the strongest in the galaxy, and he's been reserving his power because he's just not in the right state, and he's just been beaten up as emotionally as this guy and his whole family situation. But no, it appears that Luke is literally afraid. He is literally afraid of the power that Kylo Ren and Rey have, and I really just didn't see that coming. That's so interesting. It brings up so many questions to me, actually. The second most interesting idea that was explored in The Last Jedi trailer is this idea that Snoke and Rey will meet. I mean, it's right in our face. We know they're going to meet. Now, it's possible this is some kind of vision. This is not real, which is, to be honest, kind of cool. Like, I like the fact that they introduced the Force vision because it can make these things in the trailer maybe not concrete, right? We don't know for sure if that is the way that they are going to go, but let's just say it's real. Snoke and Rey are going to meet up, and not only that, Snoke is freaking strong. Remember what I just said? Luke's literally afraid of the power that these guys have, and yet Snoke is able to just hold her in the air. And the question is, what is he doing to her, right? Is he trying to break her down mentally? Is he trying to absorb her ability? You know, something akin to this Force vampire rumor that we've been hearing? Is he going to suck the Force power or siphon her off her abilities? Man, so interesting, but I really did not think we were going to have Rey and Snoke meet up. And by the way, that shot where Kylo holds out his hand, I think that's him holding out his hand, but he ain't going to bring Rey to some kind of greater understanding. I think he's going to bring Rey to Snoke. Remember, this was foreshadowed in The Force Awakens, where Snoke literally says, if what you say about this girl is true, bring her to me. And I think that is what is going to happen. But man, fascinating to see Snoke, A, using that power, and B, being face to face with Rey, and Luke is nowhere to be found. Kind of an interesting scenario there. Now, the number one most interesting thing in the trailer to me is what Snoke says at the very beginning of the trailer. Now, he says, of course, you know, you have this raw power and this raw thing. But what he says right after that is that there's literally, beyond that, something truly special. What does that mean? That idea that there's something beyond just this crazy power, this crazy untapped ability that Kylo has, and it's possible he's talking to Rey, but I think he's talking to Kylo. The beyond that, something truly special. We have heard rumors that there is going to be a revelation in this movie that far surpasses the Luke, I am your father thing. Whatever that is, could that be tied to this beyond power special thing that Snoke is talking about? Is it the ability for Kylo to literally tap into the dark side and the light side and not go over the limit on both of them? Is he going to be the embodiment of dark and light living in balance? Is he going to be the true new Jedi, maybe the gray Jedi or the new gray Sith or something to that effect? What is this truly special thing? It's literally the thing that I am most excited for. The question that is on my mind the most, and the most interesting idea presented in the Last Jedi trailer. So that is my top 5 for this Top 5 Tuesday, the top 5 most interesting ideas presented in the new Last Jedi trailer. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this top 5? Do you have different things in mind that were really interesting to you about the Last Jedi trailer? I'd love to talk to you about this stuff in the comment section, so feel free to hit me up there. All right, let's check that nerd card real quick here. The question is, what is the name of the new Mega Class Star Destroyer that Snoke is going to be flying around in The Last Jedi? The name of it was revealed on Force Friday with some toys and whatnot. I even did a little video on it, but that's the question. What is the name of that Mega Class Star Destroyer? As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!